Hey, hello, and welcome. I am Debbie Peterson of Getting to Clarity, and this is another episode of Getting to Clarity. This is how, as women in leadership, as emerging leaders, that we create more success in our leadership with less sacrifice in our life. So today we are talking about, as a matter of fact, the whole myth around success without sacrifice, because it's a lie. I think that we have very well-meaning people that give us advice and they tell us that we can have it all. We can have anything that we dream of. We can have everything that we dream of. And, I think they're trying to motivate us and support us. And they tell us, if you just step up, if you just make the ask, then you can have anything. I don't disagree entirely, but you can have it all, but is that really worth anything? That is what my question is. So, does chasing everything and focusing on everything and everyone really add value to your career, to your life? My answer is no, for two very good reasons. Well, in my opinion, at least. One is that if you are working toward having success in every area of your life, in addition to your career, you may be expending a whole lot of energy, a whole lot of output to achieve success, but you're really spreading yourself very thin. So, at what cost? A little bit of focus everywhere. So your focus a little bit divided everywhere can be good when you need to coast for a bit, when you need to take a step back, or when you just need to maintain the status quo. And there's no judgment there because I think that's needed too. You can't be pedal to the metal the whole time. It can't be the accelerator the whole time because you end up burning out. So there are times where you need to step back. So keeping a little bit of focus on everything is a good strategy for that. But if you are wanting to move the needle, if you are wanting to up level in your leadership, in your life, professionally, personally, then what you need is a more extreme sliver of focus, my coach would say, and that is what's required to really figure out, okay, what am I going to focus on so that I can make momentum or have momentum in that particular area. So let me give you an example. I love to cook. Cooking is how I show my love to people. I've got a big dining room table and nothing makes me happier than to have a whole bunch of people around it. And Thanksgiving is my favorite meal to cook. And in my kitchen, I have a big 6 burner dual fuel Wolf range, and I adore that range. So when I'm preparing Thanksgiving meal, I have all 6 burners going at the same time, simultaneously. But my focus is on one or two at a time, depending on where I am in the phase of the dinner. Some things, the potatoes go on at a boil until they start boiling and then they get turned down, right? And they kind of hold there at that simmer for however long I need them. But I don't have everything on a high flame at once because I can't focus on 6 burners at one time. I don't know about you, maybe you can, but I can't. So I focus on one or two things at a time. Maybe I'm looking at the gravy at the end or whatever the case may be. So it just depends on where we are with the stage of the dinner. Because otherwise, if I've got everything on high and I'm not paying attention to everything, it burns. How do I know that? Because it has happened. And I had 22 people in my dining room at the time. Not a good day. Very not a good day. So here's my question for you, or some questions for you, is what is important to you at this time in your life? Because we go through phases in our life. Uh, if you're coming out of school and you're going into a job, what is really important to you? What do you want your focus to be? If you've been in your role for a while, maybe your focus is different. You're looking to up level. So what is it that you're focused on at this stage in your life? What are you focused on at this time of the year? Because it shifts, it changes. And then another question is, what's important to you in addition to your work? What is important to you besides work? So, all work and no play makes Jack or Jill. a dull boy or girl, right? You've heard that before. So consider picking one or two other areas of life that you want to make an impact, and make a conscious decision to put the rest on simmer, on the back burner. So, is there a primary focus for your role at work? Is there something that is meaningful to you that you really want to accomplish, that this is going to lead you towards more fulfillment and more satisfaction? Okay, great. Then what has to go to the back a little bit? Same thing in your life. So here is my second reason, besides the extreme sliver of focus, which is the first reason. That's what you need. The second reason is, if you're putting a little bit of energy into everything and everyone, then you're doing so at the expense of yourself. If you are giving and giving and giving, no matter what your self-care strategies, and I really hope you have some self-care strategies, then you're depleting yourself. You're emptying yourself. And the problem is, this all or nothing sort of thinking is what gets us into trouble, because we think we need to handle everything. We put pressure on ourselves to perform without really thinking about what is important to us or what we really need to focus on. We go into automatic pilot. We make ourselves omnipotent, right? Having that unlimited power, that godlike sort of persona. And I know this because a therapist told me I was behaving that way at one point in my life. But if you are looking to really show up differently in your leadership, in your life, and it is leadership because you have to be able to lead yourself first. Otherwise, you have no business leading anybody else. Then you have to choose. It's about creating more success with less sacrifice, not no sacrifice, less sacrifice. And that involves making choices, not taking chances. So play full out and think about what life stage that you're in. Do you have kids? That might affect decisions that you make about your career next steps, not, for now, not forever. Is your husband or your partner laid off or looking for another role? That might also factor into the decisions that you make. But how can you make educated decisions and make intentional choices about what you will sacrifice to maintain or move toward what you want? Okay, so for instance, I've made an agreement with my son that when I travel and when I speak to groups, because that is my business, I speak to women and emerging leaders all throughout financial services. And I coach them. So when I'm away from home, I'm in front of a group, I'm traveling, I've made a commitment to my son, Mitch, that I will come back and I will take a COVID test on day 3 and on day 5. And then I will continue to distance from my grandson until day 7. That's the commitment that I've made to him. And believe me, that is a sacrifice, to be home and not to be able to see him and smooch him and love him and hug him and all of that. But I've made an educated decision, right? So I'm keeping him safe, and I'm still honoring myself and what my mission is, which is to serve people like you, women and emerging leaders who are looking for their next steps, their next level, maybe even their next chapter. And my mission is to help you think differently, to think differently about who you are, about what you're capable of, and then your influence over achieving it. And that's important too. So it's not sacrificing either or, it's an and. And the sacrifice comes in how you make those decisions. But when you know why you're making the decision, it's less of a sacrifice. So I empower myself and I choose with intention. So the lie is that there is success without sacrifice. There isn't. You choose what it is that you let go of or that you set to the back, but you're aware of the decision that you're making it and why you are making it. So until the next time, here is wishing you all the clarity that you deserve and the choices and the decisions that truly serve you. And if you'd like to step up into a more empowered version of yourself in your career, your business, your leadership, your life, I invite you to check out theclaritycommunity.com and be surrounded by like-minded women who are in this coaching membership group and advance to the next level of your leadership and life with support, with community. And for now, there is founders member pricing in effect. So go to theclaritycommunity.com, check it out, and join today. Till next time, bye-bye for now. Take care.